Alright, welcome back to the 16th episode of What If Civilization Started on Another Planet. In the last episode, the big war kind of happened, and a lot of countries crumbled. These guys, they're not number one anymore. Oh boy. So, a lot has changed, I think you could say, and a lot of new countries have been formed. Some have become, let's just say, not so powerful. It's a whole wonky mess, but point is, it's over now, and, we're going to be seeing new events happen, with a very big major event being, we're going to focus on these guys right here. It's been a while, honestly, since we've done really anything important with them, and that's about to change, because every single person here has rallied up against the government because it was just so bad and disgusting and dangerous. They decided to overthrow it, but obviously, with such strict rules and stuff, they can't do this on your own. So, they got help, and I mean a lot of help from these guys right here, which actually allowed them to overthrow the government, and they exiled them over into, like, near this lake in this, like, undiscovered area. So now, this is like a bunch of people, like 200, just to get, not even ever have a chance for anything like that to ever happen again. But, in the meantime, there's going to be something new happening, because these guys are going to start their own country from scratch, because they're pretty upsetty spaghetti about it, and they want to have a not very nice empire with not very nice things. So what they're actually going to do is explore some land and then start a brand new country is actually what's going to happen. I know, shocker right there. But what we're going to have is, with these people, we're going to have a small... Okay, we're going to have this small country right here for now. And, here's the thing. What a lot of people don't know is, in the long trip, especially in the beginning of history, when these guys originally moved down here and then down here, this was a pretty big hotspot, especially, this lake right here. So there's actually a lot of people here. So what do? They enslave them, of course, because, they gotta start doing devious and evil things, of course. Like, why wouldn't they? So, the first thing these people do is do not nice things. So, now, it's already off to a bad start, but obviously, no one knows about this, because they have their own little thing going on, which also means they don't really know any events that are happening. Like, for all they know, there's another mini world war going on, but they have literally no clue. So, their capital's gonna be right here. That's more orange than yellow. Hold on. Okay, I think that's a little better. There we go. So now that there's a new country that's potentially going to be absolutely terrible for the rest of this world if it ever gets out of control, I think we know that's not going to be too well, but what we are going to be seeing is actually finally the dividing up of this island right here, because honestly it's been left kind of like unresolved for a while. So quickly I'm going to draw in the borders, because we got to make this finally finalized and finished, because honestly there's going to be a lot more expansion in the new episodes, because if I'm going to be honest, there hasn't been that much. We've kind of been stationary with a lot of stuff going on right here, but that is soon to change. Okay, finally, this I don't know, honestly could look better, but like whatever. These guys look fine, I guess. I don't know, but they look a little bulky right there, but I guess what we can also do is we can allow these guys to expand a little more down here, but they're not going to do actually too much, because, I don't know, I said so. They're not going to do that much expansion. So, what's actually also going to happen is, there's going to be a new country right here, because all this influx right here and rising tensions, especially between these two, and I guess this one right here, on different routes and who's going to own what. Some people have decided to leave, and they've decided to move to a brand new country because they do not want to deal with a single thing. And so, of course, we must set these guys a amazing capital, which will, if I can get the right size, be right over. We're gonna make this look right down here. Actually, surprisingly, yeah, that's good. That's good. Boom! Brand new country just like that. And what we're also going to see is the expansion of these guys. And more importantly, I guess these purple ones. Because I don't think they've honestly expanded much in a while, or just much at all, actually, as a matter of fact. So we're going to see them do quite a bit of that. Perfect. Now these guys are a little bigger, I guess. These guys can actually, honestly, I don't think a lot of these guys have done expansion in a while, especially like these main three. So I'll give I'll give these guys not much, but like, they can have this little piece of land. Why not, honestly? No one's going to really take it anytime soon, so they can have that. But of course, we haven't had a war. So we have to have a war, of course. And more importantly, oh yeah, these guys are split into two. Yikes-a-roo. But what we will see is the pink team right here. They're going to start a little invasion into these guys because obviously they kind of want their old land back, as we all know. What has happened recently with the war they won, these guys are weaker. They're going to take that to their advantage and just kind of start invading these guys. No allies, because all their allies are kind of cooked and shush kebabbed, and no more. They're kind of finito, as a matter of fact. So these guys will make quick gains, especially around the coast, blocking them off almost right there. I mean, these guys kind of instantly surrender because they know the more they wait, the more they're going to lose. So they're going to have a quick peace negotiation. Also because, as we know, quite a while ago, they took like this area right here. That was, I think, originally these guys. There was like a little chunk out of it. So instead, it's going to go back to these guys, actually, I guess. There we go. These guys annexed this entire part, so now they're that much bigger. I still hate how this looks, but like whatever. Countries in real life also look weird. Oh yeah, I forgot. These guys just have these guys are, oh my god, I keep forgetting. They are just literally here and like they're just there. Honestly, we're just gonna have these guys here for forever. They're just gonna be here and they do literally nothing. Unless you guys like really want them to do something, which I don't know. If you guys want, I guess I could comment it down below. If you guys want to see them maybe do something that's doable, because obviously they're not take over the entire world, but like it would be pretty funny if they like do something. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas. But anyways, what we're gonna be seeing is these guys actually do further expansion because they have been doing really well since also they just have a bunch of resources, which I said previously, which is really good for them. They're in a really resource-rich area, which is allowing them to be it's very helpful. Yes, I love speaking English. So fun. Basically, they're going to take all of this, but you see, it's the age of expansion. So more looking out and finding out. So what is going to happen is these guys are going to keep exploring until this just happened. These guys figured out that these guys were here, and then now who's the most upset? These two. They just became very sad again from literally getting rid of them, and they just see they're back. And this every other follower, I guess, from mostly this country, and I guess some were also might have been in here, they flood back to this country, which helps these guys out, and they instantly just gain the ability to expand more. And now people are very upset. I mean, especially these two, but I mean, the rest of the real world probably really does not care. I mean, sure, they do messed up things, but like, this is about colonizing and becoming the strongest country. Why do you care if someone's doing not nice things to some people? Well, there is no reason to care about it, so, I mean, that's exactly what's happening over here, but obviously, the two other countries have quite some crazy beef with these guys, so it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to turn out, because they don't border each other, and it's pretty intense to get a large army and march all the way over here, because I think that's pretty obvious. Dense force, and by the time your army gets there, you could probably just get ambushed. So, in simple words, it's probably not worth it. And these guys know that. So, while they have this time to freely expand and become stronger, they're going to do that. And they're going to make themselves concerningly large and powerful in a concerningly short amount of time. Oh my god, I just realized. I forgot. We have not heard from the blue team in an ungodly amount of time. Because This is gonna be why. Okay, yeah. So basically, these guys just did a bunch of expanding, but that was obviously over time. Just we haven't really talked about them in a while, but we're also focusing on them because a certain event is about to happen. Because if we were to take a look at religion, these guys oh yeah, this would be a great religion just for the record. But basically, if we take a look at this country has kind of like a minority of these guys, mostly down here and a bit up here. And that's kind of a problem when you look at this because, you see, they've, after time and time, they've had more and more beef and it's not been going well. So what is going to happen? A civil war between rivers. We have not used that in so long. Oh my goodness. But basically, these guys are going to have a civil war with each other because they've been fed up because the great religion has just been kind of dominating these guys. So what's going to be happening is little pockets of and areas are going to begin to rebel. I think it's, I'm just gonna pull this up. We're gonna basically, these guys have this entire part down here just all to themselves. And if we were, they also have this little dent right here. Okay, I have a little thing right here. Yes. So as we can see here, there's three main little sections, I guess, with a smaller one over here. And these guys are going to attempt to take over the country, or at least gain some independence and authority, because they have been fed up with the Grey Religion being the majority, and now they are fed up with it. So what they're going to do is actually connect with each other, cutting off this massive area right here with a bunch of troops, which isn't good, but these guys will hold off for now. So instead, these guys will start to march over this way, making a spearhead towards the capital. But of course, that's not going to happen instantly, as these guys are actually cut off here. So it's kind of back to this section, and these guys will make actually a push down here, which is going to go pretty poorly for these guys down here, because they weren't prepared too well. And these guys will make a small dent over here and kind of into there. And they can make another one into here, kind of like this, but that's obviously going to allow no, wrong color, please, this one is going to allow these guys to push back up to here and still get pretty close to the capital. And they're going to go down here, cutting off this little part and taking it over, and actually going down here and connecting with these guys once again. So you can already see it's not going too well, but it's a little concerning that these guys are struggling. So with this amazing opportunity, these guys will go here and attempt to capture these guys and take some free land. Well, you see, these guys are kind of preparing for an invasion because they have pretty bad relations, so they still had, well, nowhere near as much, still had a large amount of troops down here. So they're going to instantly stop this as if it was never a thing, and as well as cut this off right here. And now you can see that's not going too well. And now you're thinking, why did you do that? Why would you actually decide to do that? Good question. I don't know, because now they cut this part off right here, and they're getting dangerously close to the capital, of course. I mean, of course they are, because now you're kind of in a little messed up situation right here now, aren't you? And these guys got finished right here, but are still able to make a large push over here. And here is the problem. These guys are definitely being fueled by someone who, most likely these guys, but I can't say for sure. You guys might have to think about that. And you have these guys down here, which could potentially be a problem later on, because these guys are still pretty powerful, and they have a large amount of troops right here. And also, it might just be honestly easier to allow them to have some land, just so you kind of become more stable as well. So in terms, they actually decide for a peace negotiation, and they had enough. They don't want to deal with it anymore, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, so as we can see, this interesting peace negotiation is these guys, mostly just down here, kind of gained their independence right here with this little area, because they were really not willing to share that much, even though they captured a bunch of this, which these guys were basically fine with. This is the little strange part, because these guys really didn't want to cooperate, but they allowed them to get a bunch of land even near the capital, but also because they had a bit of leverage, because these guys didn't really take over, I think, around this area right here. So they used that as leverage, and they kept this part, strangely enough. I mean, it does have a lot of important resources, so now there's this little, like, outlier up here, so it's a little strange, but, you know, it's interesting, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, also, we're going to see one more event happen. The brown team, these guys, just going to quickly... Yeah, these guys kind of saw that opportunity, and then they kind of just took it. These little hungry warmongers right there. So they basically took this over, but, you know, that's that. What would you expect from these guys? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any more suggestions or something, I don't know, how did I not color this in? What? I could have sworn that I colored it in, I guess hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and that's all I have to say. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We did hit 50 subscribers. I was a little late on that. And since this is probably gonna be released like a whole 2 weeks after. It's just like I'm busy with school, but like whatever. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and we are trying to, I guess, reach English. I guess reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year.